Well, good afternoon, ladies. I so miss you, and Kathy and I have been thinking about you and keeping you in our prayers. And I can't wait till we can get back together again and we can all laugh and giggle and share those stories and all these overcomers that we've been through and everything. And I'm just excited to do this little bit of a video for you and this project. This is a first for me, so uncharted waters here. Um, but the other thing is I want to share with you is, again, we know that God has everything covered and He's in control. And this could be no clearer to me than when Kathy and I, way back in snow days, was discovering and what was God speaking to us and telling us. And the message that I really got late December, early January was second chances. And how awesome is that? Because our whole quilt theme around the spring retreat was second chances. And we're going to continue that theme into the fall. But one of the things with second chances is I did not want you to purchase anything for these projects. I wanted everyone to use from their stash. And you know, how awesome is that in comparison to where we are today? Because we all have second chances. Every time we wake up, we take a deep breath and we say, thank you, Lord. You give us another chance to do your will, to glorify you, and just be present and be thankful. So I'm thanking God today for all of you. And I'm just hoping with such a joyful heart that we're going to get together in the fall and have an amazing, amazing retreat. So with that in mind, one of the very simple projects that I have for you is a table topper. And this is a Cathedral table topper. Super simple, but I have the patterns for 6-inch as well as 9-inch circles. This is done with one pattern, and this is a 6-inch circle. This is small. This one ends up being I think around 21 inches square, something like that. Very simple but elegant. This could be a nightstand tabletop dress for a round table. And then I have this one, which is a little more sunshine in summer. And this really brought joy to me because it was so bright and so uplifting. And it's like, yes, God gives us joy. God lifts us up. God gives us encouragement, and He is our light. And this is done in a 9-inch circle. Okay, so I'll show you how to do these. I also will send the information to David, and he'll forward that on to you for the actual template and the measurements. But this is so easy. I think you'll enjoy doing this if you really choose to do so. It starts with a 10-inch square, and this is just scrap, 2 10-inch squares, and you would put right sides together, okay? But for purposes for this video, I'm going to do a 6-inch small one for you to walk you through. So I'm starting with an 8-inch square. Okay, 8-inch squares, back right sides together. And I have a pre-made template that is going to be coming to you. And it is marked to show the size of the circle, of course, what your measurements should be. And these you will draw on because this is going to give you your sewing lines and your folds. Okay, and these are 4 3/4 each one from corner to corner. But first of all, you're going to just put your template on your 6-inch squares, 8-inch squares, excuse me, and draw the circle. Okay, and then you will notice that at the top of it, there is a little line and it says opening for turning. You'll want to mark that on your sample, on your circle, which I did here. There's a dot here and a dot here. And then you can just draw a line across that. Okay, pin them together, because the next thing you're going to do is stitch on the line, and that's important to keep this accurate to measurement. You want to stitch all the way around on the line, and the circle will be closed. Okay, and then after that you'll trim 1/8 of an inch around the circle, and you can see the line here that I have from the template. You'll want to very carefully open this line, and you can pull that like such, where your two lines are marked like that, and snip it, and then open it up, and then you will, at that point, you will turn it right side out. And this one here will show you what it looks like. This is my sample when you turn it right side out, okay? And then I went ahead and I've put the template on here and marked these corners on each one of them and drew a line. Okay, that's your next step. So that you have that, you draw that line, and you want to press this flat, and then this is where it's kind of neat, I think. And then you actually want to press these little petals, as I call them, on that line, so that you can see how this is starting to come together, how it will. So it's kind of like a little hidden pocket, a cathedral window in there. But you'll notice as these are pressed, how it does take shape. And then the next thing is, the very easy thing is to match these up so that they can be stitched. And what I've done here is, I can show you with this pen, this is the corner of one, this is the corner of the other. And I just put them together like that, so I can really match them up. And then the same thing with the other corner, okay? And then you will stitch right on this line. And by doing so, you're bringing two of these together, these circles. The important thing is that you do want to make sure your turning petal gets tucked under when you top stitch, because you want to make sure that it's not down on your very last circle. So you don't want, like when you finish up, you don't want this opening down here where you're going to be able to see it. You always want to make sure your opening where it's turning is going to be in a place to get tucked. So we have that, we have those now, and they would be stitched. They would be stitched together. Do this here temporarily. So you kind of get an idea of how it's going to come together. So you just proceed just like this with all of your circles. You can make all of your circles ahead of time if you want to. It takes 16. You certainly can go bigger, but 16 gives you a nice layout when you start to see these petals come together. It's easiest to do 4 circles in a row and do 4 rows. What I did was I did 4 circles and then another row of 4 circles and connected them together. So I had 2 rows and did that twice, and it went together very easy that way. It was really quite easy to line up the circles that way. And don't stress about it if they aren't exact, because there is a little bit of shift you can have in that, and that's okay, because once these come together like this, then you can get creative and you can have the opportunity to use a button. A yo-yo would be really awesome, but I'm not familiar with making them, so somebody will have to teach me how someday. But just be creative. You can use really anything you want to for the center of these beautiful flowers, as I call them, cathedral toppers. They're just beautiful and very easy. And when you're done. Because once you do the top stitching, it's really, really easy. And you'll want to top stitch all the way around. And what I found is it's like a figure eight that worked easiest. Was I just went just like this and back around. And that petal, those two petals was done. And the same thing with this. And you certainly can top stitch all the way around the outside if you'd like to too. I haven't, just because I guess I just didn't get to it yet. But I hope that you enjoy this. I hope that the directions are simple enough and easy enough. But if not, I'd certainly like to be able to help you. And I so look forward to seeing everybody again. You know, when the birds are singing every morning, it makes me think of our last retreat together, because the birds were singing. Some of us was in the fall retreat, but the birds were still singing, and the water on the lake was still splashing, and the sun still shined, and God just came and showed up in such an amazing way. And I know He's going to do that again. I know when we all get back together, it's going to be amazing. So God bless you all. Thank you all. And Kathy and I love you, and we miss you, and we're praying for you.